So you clicked on this because you're about to spend $30, $40, maybe $60,000 on an SUV, and you want to know if you're about to buy a reliable machine or a rolling headache. Good instinct. In the next few minutes, we're going to walk through the 3 SUVs that owners and independent testing organizations are flagging as the worst bets you can make in the American market right now, and then the 4 that keep proving year after year that they deserve your trust. This isn't opinion. This is based on real survey data collected from hundreds of thousands of actual owners, the kind of people who found out the hard way what a bad transmission or a failing fuel pump costs when the warranty runs out. Let's start with the vehicle sitting at the very bottom of the list, because if you're cross-shopping this one, you need to hear this before you sign anything. The newly reintroduced Jeep Cherokee for 2026 lands at the bottom of the compact SUV reliability rankings, and it's not close. Jeep's reliability problems aren't new. The brand has struggled with recalls and dependability complaints for years, but this particular model compounds the issue by pairing an all-new, largely unproven hybrid powertrain with a small turbocharged 1.6-liter engine that many engineers consider undersized for a vehicle of this weight and class. When you combine a brand-new, unproven drivetrain with a company that already has a shaky track record, you're essentially volunteering to be a beta tester with your own money. And here's a quick favor before we keep going. If this kind of research is saving you from a costly mistake, hit subscribe right now, drop a like on this video, and send it to a friend or family member who's shopping for a car this year, because this could genuinely save them thousands of dollars. Now let's move to the second worst offender, because this one might surprise you if you grew up thinking of this brand as dependable. Chevrolet's Equinox has been named by Consumer Reports as one of the least reliable compact SUVs in its 2026 survey, drawing from data reported by more than 380,000 vehicle owners across the country. General Motors, as a company, had more models land on that least reliable list than any other manufacturer this year, and the issues weren't minor cosmetic complaints. Owners reported transmission faults, engine problems, and persistent electrical failures that kept showing up across different model years and trims. The GMC Terrain, which shares its underlying platform with the Equinox, ended up on the same list for nearly identical reasons, which tells you the problem isn't a one-off manufacturing defect, it's baked into the shared engineering. When 2 vehicles built on the same bones both land at the bottom of a reliability survey, that's not bad luck, that's a pattern, and patterns in engineering tend to repeat themselves in your driveway at the worst possible moment. The third vehicle rounding out our worst list is the Volkswagen Taos, which Consumer Reports identified again this year as the least reliable subcompact SUV you can buy new in America. According to the survey data, the Taos has been plagued specifically by major engine-related problems, the kind that don't show up as a warning light you can ignore, but as the sort of repair that takes your car off the road for days at a time. What makes this particularly frustrating for shoppers is that the Taos looks great on paper, it's stylish, it's reasonably priced, and the cabin feels upscale for the segment. But reliability data doesn't care how a vehicle looks in a parking lot, it cares about what happens at 40,000 miles, 60,000 miles, 80,000 miles, when the warranty clock starts running out and the repair bills start rolling in. It's worth pausing here to talk about why this matters so much more in 2026 than it did a decade ago. Repair costs have climbed dramatically as vehicles have become more computerized, with sensors, electronic modules, and complex hybrid systems replacing the simpler mechanical parts of the past. A transmission failure that once might have cost a few $100s to address can now run into the thousands, especially on vehicles with hybrid or electrified powertrains where specialized parts and labor are harder to find. This is exactly why organizations like Consumer Reports and J.D. Power exist. They aggregate real ownership experience so that regular people don't have to learn these lessons the expensive way, one blown head gasket at a time. Genesis, interestingly, also showed up prominently in the luxury SUV least reliable category this year, with both the GV70 and the larger GV80 flagged for issues ranging from fuel pump failures to climate control and steering component problems, which was notable given that Genesis's corporate siblings, Hyundai and Kia, actually ranked respectably in the same overall brand survey. It's a reminder that even within a single corporate family, engineering execution can vary wildly from one model to the next. Now let's flip the script, because if you've been sitting there wondering whether anything out there is actually worth your money, the answer is yes, and the data on these next 4 vehicles is remarkably consistent year after year. We're going to start with the SUV that has spent years as the single best-selling model in its entire category in the United States, and once you hear why, you'll understand exactly what boring but bulletproof really means in the best possible way. The Toyota RAV4 continues to top reliability rankings heading into 2026, and it earns that spot through a combination of proven engineering rather than flashy new technology. Owners consistently report minimal problems across model years, and even the issues that do occasionally surface tend to be minor and inexpensive to fix rather than catastrophic. For 2026, Toyota has refined the RAV4's already dependable powertrain lineup further, whether you choose the standard gasoline engine, the highly regarded hybrid version known for excellent fuel economy, or the plug-in hybrid variant. The RAV4 hybrid in particular sits at the very top of the reliability conversation, running on Toyota's fifth-generation hybrid system, a design the company has refined for more than 2 decades until it became, in the words of independent reviewers, essentially bulletproof, with a mechanical simplicity to run well past 300,000 kilometers with minimal intervention. If you want a vehicle you can buy and genuinely forget about for a decade, this is the benchmark everyone else in the industry gets measured against. Right in the middle of this list, let's take a quick break for something important. If you've made it this far, you clearly care about making a smart decision here, so do 3 things for me right now. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next breakdown, tap that like button so this video reaches more people who are about to make a car buying mistake, and share this with anyone you know who's currently shopping for an SUV, because this information could save them real money. And once you're done with that, drop a comment down below telling me which one of these 7 vehicles surprised you the most, because I read every single one and I want to know what you didn't already know before watching this. Second on our best list is the Honda CR-V, a vehicle that earns its reputation through what can only be described as obsessive engineering discipline. These vehicles are consistently described as overbuilt in the best possible way, with interiors that hold up remarkably well over time, proven engine designs, and transmission technology that Honda has steadily improved over successive generations. Even a slightly older CR-V purchased used is considered one of the safest bets in the entire SUV category, which says a great deal about how consistently Honda has executed this platform over the years. For 2026, the CR-V receives meaningful updates to its infotainment system along with additional safety features, but crucially, the core mechanical formula that made this vehicle so dependable in the first place remains untouched. Honda clearly understands a simple truth that some competitors seem to forget. When you've built something that works this well, the smartest move is refinement, not reinvention. Third on our list, and arguably the most underrated vehicle in this entire segment, is the Mazda CX-5. Mazda doesn't get nearly enough credit in mainstream car culture for how genuinely good their vehicles are, and the CX-5 is the clearest example of that gap between reputation and reality. This compact SUV manages to offer driving engagement that actually feels enjoyable behind the wheel while still posting genuinely impressive reliability numbers, proving that dependable doesn't have to mean dull. Owners consistently praise its responsive handling, its attractive and well-built cabin, and a level of durability that surprises people who assumed only Toyota and Honda could deliver that kind of long-term dependability. The engines are efficient and robust. Mazda's overall build quality has remained consistently strong across model years, and for 2026 the CX-5 continues refining what was already a winning formula rather than chasing unnecessary changes. Rounding out our best list is the Toyota Venza, a 3-row SUV that has been quietly impressing owners with a combination of reliability and everyday practicality that often gets overlooked in favor of flashier competitors. The Venza feels more car-like than truck-like in the way it drives, which appeals strongly to buyers who want the interior space and versatility of an SUV without the stiffer, more truck-oriented driving experience that some 3-row models still offer. Like the RAV4, it benefits enormously from Toyota's company-wide obsession with durability and proven engineering, meaning owners report minimal problems across the years this vehicle has been on the road, and when issues do occur, they tend to be minor and affordable rather than the kind of repair that keeps you up at night. When you put the Venza next to the RAV4 and the CR-V, a clear pattern emerges. The vehicles that consistently top these reliability surveys tend to come from manufacturers who prioritize refining proven technology over chasing every new trend in the industry. So here's the honest takeaway if you're standing in a dealership lot this year trying to make a decision that affects your finances for the next 5 to 10 years. The Jeep Cherokee, the Chevrolet Equinox, and the Volkswagen Taos represent real, documented risk, backed by survey data from hundreds of thousands of actual owners reporting real transmission failures, real engine problems, and real electrical faults that cost real money to fix. On the other side, the Toyota RAV4, the Honda CR-V, the Mazda CX-5, and the Toyota Venza represent the opposite end of that spectrum, vehicles built by manufacturers who have spent decades refining proven mechanical formulas instead of gambling on unproven new technology just to win a marketing headline. The pattern holds up across nearly every major reliability survey conducted in 2026, from Consumer Reports to J.D. Power to independent industry analysis, And that consistency is exactly why this data matters more than any single glowing review or slick advertisement you'll see this year. Before you go make your decision, I want to ask you for one last favor. If this video helped you avoid a mistake or confirmed you're already driving one of the good ones, subscribe to the channel so you catch the next breakdown before you need it, hit like so this reaches someone else who's about to make this same expensive decision, and share it directly with a friend, a parent, or a coworker who's currently SUV shopping, because this could genuinely save them thousands of dollars in repair bills down the road. And before you close this out, leave a comment telling me one thing from this video you didn't already know, whether it was the Jeep Cherokee's improved powertrain, the shared platform problem between the Equinox and Terrain, or just how good the Mazda CX-5 really is compared to its reputation, because your comment might be exactly what convinces the next person watching this to make the smarter choice.